Good morning. This is your sister Shy Soul with a little something that I wanted to share. So recently, a loved one of mine subscribed to my channel, and it was funny. She texted me and was like, she said, "So and so asked you to marry him?" And I was like, basically, yeah. So, sometimes when you've been with someone for a long period of time, usually, they don't think you'll ever leave or move on or decide to do something else. And that's because you've been used to being with this person for a long time. And, sometimes you're afraid of moving on, which was the case for me. I know that was the case for me. More than likely was the case for him as well, because you get comfortable. Sometimes you get complacent, and you're used to this person and the personality and the way they operate. There's things quirks that annoy you, but that you tend to love because you love that person. And I know that was how I felt about him. He would get on my nerves, but I always said I would not want anyone else to get on my nerves but him. And when I decided that I wanted to move on, he had asked me, "What if I asked you to marry me?" Now, in the past, when he said that, it was just a resounding yes. Just yes, yes, yes. But then I told him I really couldn't answer that question now, because I honestly and truly could not answer it, because it seemed as if you're only doing that to make me stay, which are things that I mentioned before when I would try to have moved on and he said things that guilted me to stay, and I allowed that. This time I didn't allow that, because I just was not to say that I didn't believe him that he wanted to. It's just that I believe he was just saying that to keep me holding on. Because when we first got together, that is something we talked about, and we talked about getting married. And then there was no more conversation about it. I remember hanging out with a mutual friend of ours, and he, at first he said that he had asked him to do the pictures for our wedding. And then he was like, "Oh, no, man, hold off. Just hold off." And did I believe what our friend said? Yeah, I think I did. Lord have mercy. Ignore what I just said. I think I did. And so that gave me a lot of pause, because my person had said it to him, but never said it to me. And, I would think after 6 years, even 6.5, we would have been there already. Now, I understand some of us experience trauma through divorce, and I know he had expressed that to me with what he experienced with his ex-wife. Now, I also experienced trauma through divorce. Some of us do. Some of us are able to divorce amicably. I think I got that out. And some of it is nasty. His was nasty. Mine was nasty. But I knew at the time when I met him that I was ready to take that next step. And I was ready to take that next step with him. I We had talked about moving in together, and that never happened, to the point where I helped him move 2 times. The second time, he had enough space for me and my youngest whenever my youngest would have came to visit. But he made it a storage room. And I don't know if he ever intended for me to come be with him in that way. And that hurt me, of course, like it would have anybody else. But I kept going because, like I said, familiarity, being comfortable, being complacent, and then helped him move again to another place, and then he moved someone else in there. But that was the past. I'm past that, but still, that's what happened. And it just seemed like, and I said this before, the moves that he made was strictly just for him and his child, which is understandable. I was never a part of that plan. Just like when I decided to move here to Phoenix, he was in the plan until he wasn't. And I made those plans without him. And I told him that, that in our own selfishness, we didn't think of the other. But yeah, he did ask me if I would marry him. And I told him I couldn't answer that question. I couldn't. And I asked my niece, who was the family member, if there are times when she thinks about her other person. And she said, yeah, because I told her, I think about my person all the time. All the time. I can't keep him off of my mind. I mean, we spent a nice chunk of time together, and I love him still. I'm not in love with him, but I do love him still. And I care about his well-being and his happiness, which is what I told him, is that as long as I know he's happy, that's going to bring me joy. It really is. But he's always on my mind. Always. I know at some point it's going to stop. I don't know when that point is going to be. Because one thing my niece said is that, the person who she's seeing now is everything she wanted her first person to be and so much more. And I told her I can relate to that. I can definitely relate to that, But I also told her that, if this don't work out, I'm going to be kind of done with the whole dating relationship thing, because it takes a lot of energy, and I am 52 years old, and I'm a lot of set in my ways, which I am really finding out right now. I'm a lot of set in my ways. I'm used to things being a certain way, and when it's not that way, it's causing problems. Just shit, I'm old, god damn it. And I just, forgive me, God, I'm sorry. I'm just used to things being a certain way, and they're changing, and I don't yet know if that change is good or not. I just know that it's setting up anxiety that I never thought that I would experience. But I'm willing to go through this to get to the final end. And like I said, if I don't get there. You know, I'm giving up on this thing called love and just continue to love on me. You know? But yeah, I just needed to share that because that was heavy on my mind. The vaccine and religious thing is still on my mind because of things that happened at work yesterday and a conversation that I had with someone when they came in yesterday. And yeah, there's that. So I want you guys to have a great day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down, leave a comment, hit subscribe, hit the bell so that you're aware when I post another video. You guys have a great day. Peace.